All right. Hello, what's going on, everyone? Happy Monday, and welcome back to our Monday night all-in open mic here on YouTube. This is put together by Zoom, and we are joining you from Paso, Texas. This is essentially a project of the Barbed Open Mic series based here in the U.S. Southwest. So we've been doing this online show since April of 2020. In that time, every single Monday we've been here, musicians, poets, pros, in a few instances, maybe some dancing, a little bit of art, a lot of storytelling. And so, welcome. If this is your first time. Like any open mic, if you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. So, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can find the description of the video. You have a link to sign up. On top of that, there are other links to find us on social media, support the show, check out other things that we have like merchandise, t-shirts, and just check out our YouTube channel while you're here. If you would like to, subscribe, and then the more that you interact with this video, the more it gets pushed out to more people. So don't forget to like, leave a comment, and most definitely interact in the live chat. My name is Richie. I'll be your MC and host today. I am the project director of the Barbed Open Mic. In addition to our online shows, we do have open mics and events throughout the city of El Paso, like almost 3 to 4 times a week. So, hello. If you are an EPCC student here for the town of Passport or extra credit, there are also instructions in the description of the video. Essentially, just watch the video, watch the performers, hang out a little bit, and then write back to me a little bit. Who did you like? What um, what line stuck out to you? Is there anything that you connected with in the writing? Any particular performer that you connected with? And why? And the email address to send that to is there. Lastly, just before we begin the show, if you are in the El Paso region, I'm encouraging you to check us out this Thursday at Old Sheepdog Brewery, where we're going to have our Mike of the Living Dead, which is going to also include a costume contest. Come out with your costumes. I decided to maybe bring out a couple prizes this year. I think we'll do a first, second, and third place, and maybe we'll have secret judges. We'll confer with the crew after the show how we want to deal with that. But I definitely want to celebrate the season. Bring your spooky stories, your spooky songs, your scary stories, haunted poems, anything that fits with the season. Also, as we transition into Dia de los Muertos, we have all of that stuff, on deck. We are not going to have a Tuesday mic this week, and I have no idea about Wednesday, to be honest. We were supposed to have a storycraft. I don't know. That's up in the air. Have no confirmation on any of that, so I assume it might not be happening. So yes, Thursday for sure. Old Sheepdog. We'll learn more about that later on with Kit as well. But without further ado, again, please, hang out with us during the show. Say hello in the chat. Let us know you're here. Otherwise, we don't know who's listening. We don't know who's watching, and it's kind of nice to see who's here with us. I'll give you shout outs throughout the show. So we're gonna kick things off as we've done many times before in Denver, where we have Mike Sindler up next on the mic. We're kicking off the show. So Mike, when you're ready, I'll get the spotlight over to you. Hey.
Okay, great. Thanks, man. Um, well, I had a whole different idea what I was going to do, and then we mentioned the fact that this is the last show before um, Halloween, so do a couple Halloween pieces. This first one's called A Bar Tale. I'll admit it was late. I was deep in my cups. Several beers and shots less would have been enough. But I swear, over there on the dark end of the bar, right next to the hippie with her out-of-tune guitar, was a creature in a costume that seemed made out of mist. So I walked up. Hey, you know me, I just couldn't resist. It didn't seem quite human, like it was formed from dust. It laughed as I approached and said, "Hi, my name is Rust. Try not to get me on you. I'll peel your flesh away, and they'll find you in the alley looking like you've been flayed." I stepped back and told it, "Hey, no problem, friend. You do your thing, I'll do mine, because I really need my skin." Then Joe the bouncer grabbed it and he starts to scream. He fell back against the wall. It was one sick, gruesome scene as right before our eyes he turned into a bloody pulp. From its beer, the creature took one long last gulp. Then it lifted, swirling from the bar stool, and walked right out the door. No matter how much I need a drink, I won't hit that place anymore. And one more Halloweeny, and this is called Queen of Halloween, and this is pretty much a straight out true story. Queen of Halloween. She was the queen of Halloween, bewitching in an emerald gown. She tapped me on the shoulder, pulled me to the dance floor where the sounds whirled round. Bodies merged, time dissolved, till we had danced the sacred night away. We waltzed out through candy wrapper strewn streets, gambled to my door. I do not have to tell you anymore. Magic comes in many forms, some tricks, some treats, some moments so enchanting, nothing else can quite compete. Okay, and I'm gonna just leave it at that as far as Halloweeny poems. And I have the hat on. And people tend to recite The Raven a lot during this season, so I thought I'd read something else by Edgar Allan Poe. And this is one my mom used to actually recite to me because another poem she just knew by heart. Uh, and it's called Annabel Lee. It was many and many a year ago in a kingdom by the sea that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than love. I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her highborn kinsman came and bore her away from me to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud that night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, inner sepulcher, there by the sea, inner tomb by the sounding sea. Thank y'all very much.
All right. Thank you, Mike. And as always, let me get back on there. Yeah. Out of Denver and always repping the Lighthouse Writers. Check them out online. Okay, we're gonna go and of course, thanks for it's the last week, last Monday we'll have of October, so great to get on the theme for sure. I'm looking for pieces now. In fact, we have more people signing up. It looks like so. We're gonna keep this night going. Let's go ahead and we're gonna come back to El Paso where we have Ed Gonzalez Jedi next up on the mic. What's up, Ed? When you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Yo.
Okay, hello everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you BWOMS for everything, for this wonderful platform. If you're looking for some new winter wear, we have the t-shirts here. You can check the site. And if not, I'm pretty sure Richie can help you out there. Other than that, hello to YouTubers and regulars. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I didn't get to sit in on Tumblewords, but I did get the prompts from the great Kit Wren. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first prompt. This one I've entitled Year. Funny thing, I incorporated my interests into daily tasks that needed to be done for life. When I was married, I focused way too much on money to the point of some severe major anxiety. As the kids moved out, I focused more on wisdom and erasing my bucket lists of things for being of service to my family and creating a new job title. Full-time grandpa, father to my adult children, and I hope to continue that for as long as I can do that. Number one. And the second one entitled Prompted. Also the Tumblewords prompt. There were a few that inspired me. Funny thing was, I'm inspired every day. I feel it wouldn't even be possible if it wasn't for Mom, who worked 2 jobs to keep me and my brothers in parochial school, which led to a meeting between myself and Sister Mary Edward, who took over the after-school handwriting classes. I was born left-handed, and since the beginning, I was made to learn to write with my right hand. I believe they believe to have something wrong with lefties. But Sister switched me over from that to memorizing the dictionary. Following that has been a long list of writers. Because of COVID, most of it was online, starting in Bernie, Texas, and now in El Paso, continues today. Okay. This next one is actually something from what I call the Luna file, the dream file. It's what happens when you eat burning hot tamales too late. And generally I have, it takes me places. Anyway, this one's entitled The NY. Well, for whatever reason, my sofa is a launch pad for some great dreams. I was in the dream, I was working for an editor in the NY. And since I haven't seen a cell phone in any of my dreams, I would just hear the voices and answer it out loud. My task was to get certain titles of books from used bookstores. The older the better, I thought. You can't beat the smell when you first walk in. Like a pica person when the first rains, I'm a bibliophile. Well-positioned books on shelves, and some piled up next to the shelves. And then the voice said, "Did you find them?" I said, "Not yet." Then I set out for the rest of my booty. I remember laughing because some of the shops in the streets were in black and white. I checked the map, and one of the shop was over by the river with a clear view of the Williamsburg and Brooklyn bridges. Laughing again, laughing again at me being a beast of burden with a backpack full of books. Funny, the entire adventure was backed with the soundtrack of Dreams by the Van Hagar version of the original Van Halen band. Once acquiring the final titles, I exited the shop and I let the voice know that I was on my way. And as I said that, I was exiting Great Papayas with a dog, with everything, and woke up with a smile. Gotta love those hot dogs. Okay, and my final piece is something it was a quick search because like I said, I skipped right over a Halloween and went directly to the Day of the Dead. This one entitled The Dead by Julie Suk. The dead sift through us without flesh, bone, or hair, or whatever else the stars concoct for us to touch. Reaching for the velvet muzzle of the horse, their hands pass through, never feeling the warm breath in their palms. Try catching wind as it runs over the wheat, leaving it in shocked repose, cruel. To see the one you love and realize that neither tongue nor limb desire is an unattached shadow, dashing without the thought against the day. We complain at the slightest wound. The dead drift by longing for a bruise. Julie Suk. And thank you very much, everybody. I greatly appreciate this platform. BWOMS makes my Mondays wonderful. And as always, please take time for yourself every day, even if it's just a few minutes, a few deep breaths. Self-care is what it's all about. Peace and love.
Awesome. Always with the positive ending message, the reminder, the refresher, or the reminder to refresh and rebreath. All right. Thank you so much, Ed Gonzalez. The Substack, I will share that link. I have the links you guys share with me when you sign up. So I'm going to put that for our peeps here on YouTube. Again, if you guys are watching on YouTube, say hello. Hi. This is live on Monday night. If you're watching this later during the week, nice to see you. Nice to be here from the past and in your present, our future. So that's always cool to think about time in that way. But we're going to keep this thing moving along, and we are going to travel to Greenfield, Massachusetts, where our next performer has some poetry slash acapella song for us. Learn more about his organizations. We have Storm next on the mic. So Storm, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you very much. Very nice to be with you. Conversations. Let the tears flow freely for the distances between our places, our words, for the feelings left unspoken, the subjects too delicate to mention, for the arms that cannot hold, the lips that will not touch, as if that would be enough to stop me from seeking shelter back behind doors and silence. The hermit stays safe until he is found and coaxed to come out. Then he may discover too much, the taste of tongues, the sweetness of ice cream, large crowds and cities, to ever go back. So he is left standing, straining to hear birds, watching the shadows, unable to estimate the speed of passing automobiles or comprehend their danger. Your sentences are punctuated by a nervous laugh, more grating than the static of this long-distance telephone call. Minutes pass unheeded, as we always talk for longer than I can afford. For the hermit, a woman has replaced the woods. He finds flowers in her eyes and the smell of earth constantly about her. But she is always moving towards another horizon, pausing sometimes for him to catch up, but leaving then before he can catch his breath. When I was the hermit, he held no secrets, but now only the squirrels know the location of the entrance to his hermitage. The directions he gave me I wandered away from long before I smelled the honey of your hair. If I were to go back, the woods would trick me. The woods would trick me. I have been with you too long to be part of the shadows. Yet the wind still passes through me, and sometimes I think I could dissolve enough to vanish inside the receiver. To a friend in a hard place. Now I know what it must be like to love the missing. No place to turn, having only the wondering, the waiting, the questions, measuring time's passage by how faded and yellow the photographs are becoming, wrecking yourself upon islands of doubt and longing time after time again, then counting your bones to make sure you've managed somehow to survive, fearing the phone call that says it's over, that you need to wait to hear no longer, thinking sometimes that knowing at least would be better, searching everywhere for answers, yet never losing hope, though all around you tell you it's senseless to hold on longer. Now I know what it must be like to love the missing. Yet there's a difference. Sometimes I run into the stranger that's come to take your place, only to have her panic and run lest I manage to reveal your identity within her. And I cannot keep my vigil too openly. Already there are many thinking that I, not you, am among the missing. The wallflower speaks. I come to observe the shadows. Let others perform the show, play out the rituals. The dancers shall blend into each other in as many shapes as seems appropriate, weaving themselves through the rhythms they find within each song. If I sat in the right place, I could see no people, yet have their arms, legs, and torsos wrap around me, all without touching. Insomniac. He watched roads progress from the corners of his eyes, wondered where they were leading and what would follow. It's exhausting to build, he warned himself, pacing like a construction boss, weeks behind schedule. He counted days like bad habits, noting more roads nearing completion. And then for like one from somebody else, putting my hat on, which is a very appropriate hat for Halloween and also for this poem or this song. Once the religious, the hunted and weary, chasing the and it's amazing this works both for Halloween and the present time we're in, and yet you'll be amazed what the source is once you figure it out. Once the religious, the hunted and weary, chasing the promise of freedom and hope, came to this country to build a new vision, far from the reaches of kingdom and pope. Like fine Christians, some would burn the witches. Later, some got slaves to gather riches. But still, from near and far, to seek America, they came by thousands to court the wild. But she just patiently smiled and bore a child to be their spirit and guiding light. And once the ties with the crown had been broken, westward in saddle and wagon it went, until the railroad linked ocean to ocean many the lives which had come to an end. While we bullied, stole, and bought out a homeland, we began the slaughter of the red man. But still from near and far to seek America, they came by thousands to court the wild. but she just patiently smiled and bore a child to be their spirit and guiding light. The blue and the gray, they stomped it, they kicked it just like a dog. And when the war was over, they stuffed it just like a hog. And though the past had its share of injustice, kind was the spirit in many a way. But its protectors and friends have been sleeping. Now it's a monster and will not obey. The spirit was freedom and justice, and its keepers seemed generous and kind. Its leaders were supposed to serve the country, but now they won't pay it no mind, 'cause the people grew fat and got lazy. Now their vote is a meaningless joke. They babble about law and order, but it's all just an echo of what they've been told. Yeah, there's a monster on the loose. It's got our heads into the noose, and it just sits there watching. The cities have turned into jungles, and corruption is strangling the land. The police force is watching the people, and the people just can't understand. We don't know how to mind our own business, 'cause the whole world's got to be just like us. Now we are fighting a war over there. No matter who's the winner, we can't pay the cost, 'cause there's a monster on the loose. It's got our heads into the noose, and it just sits there watching. America, where are you now? Don't you care about your sons and daughters? Don't you know we need you now? We can't fight alone against the monster. America, where are you now? Don't you care about your sons and daughters? Don't you know we need you now? We can't fight alone against the monster. Ha 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 ha. America, where are you now? Don't you care about your sons and daughters? Don't you know we need you now? We can't fight alone against the monster. America, where are you now? Don't you care about your sons and daughters? Don't you know we need you now? We can't fight alone against the monster.
Yeah, that took me back.
Anybody
Cool.
recognize its source?
Oh, hell yeah.
Steppenwolf.
That's right.
And the poems were all mine.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing. And as always, feel free to place those links here in the chat for us
Yeah.
for your
People's
events.
Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle, online and in the physical. A couple of times a year, we got an event coming up in January in New York City. People can travel there, and yeah, it'll be a couple of days of political songs and environmental justice, social action. Hopefully, we won't be banned as a you know despot organization by that time.
Yeah. Prepare to be tear gassed.
Yeah, right. So, and the other thing is daily antidote of song at noon Eastern. We've been going for 3,000, what is it? I mean, 2,000 and 2036, I think, consecutive days now. And almost all of it's available online. And I'll put those links in the chat.
All right. All right, cool. So we have quite a few more people signed up, so I'm just gonna keep going with it so we can kind of get some speed going on here. We have a debut here. We're gonna have a song, original song. Joining us from Houston, we have Kevin B. So Kevin, when you are ready, man, the stage is yours. Welcome to our show.
All
Hey,
right, all right. Well, I wanted to ask you, was it all right if I did two pieces?
that's fine.
Okay, well, one is a poem, and this particular poem is called the name "The Unknown Soldier," and it's written by Billy Rose. The very first line has graveyard in it, so I said, well, let me just do that because of Halloween. So let me go ahead and begin, and then I'll sing my second song. There's a graveyard near the White House where the unknown soldier lies, and the flowers there are sprinkled with the tears from mother's eyes. I stood there not so long ago with roses for the brave, and suddenly I heard a voice speak from out the grave. I am the unknown soldier, the spirit voice began, and I think I have the right to ask some questions, man to man. Are my buddies taken care of? Was their victory so sweet? Is that big reward you offered selling pencils on the street? Did they really win the freedom they battled to achieve? Do you still respect that croix de guerre above that empty sleeve? Does a gold star in the window now mean anything at all? I wonder how my old girl feels when she hears a bugle call. And that baby who sang, "Hello, Central, give me no man's land." Can they replace her daddy with the military band? I wonder if the profiteers have satisfied their greed. I wonder if a soldier's mother ever is in need. I wonder if the kings who planned it all are really satisfied. They played their game of checkers and 11 million died. I am the unknown soldier, and maybe I died in vain. But if I were alive and my country called, I'd do it all over again. So that's it right there. That's the second one. And I want to go ahead and give this. This song is called "Trying to Maintain." It can be used as poetry, but it's a song that's actually recorded. So I like singing it more than I like speaking it. So that's why I'm singing it. But I wrote this song to Tupac's beat, "I Ain't Mad at You," and I had just got out of the hospital. I was in a car wreck, and I had been out of the hospital for about 2 days, just at home. You know how you're streaming and just a track will just come. This is like about a 7-year-old song, and I heard it. The beat, it was just the instrumental to "I Ain't Mad at You," and this is how it came up. So let me give it to you. It was all a dream, the feeling that I had at night. To ease my pain, say a prayer, 'cause I want to fight. Lord knows it hurt that I made God mad. People strive to be perfect. This wouldn't make God glad. And preachers, let's be real. Preaching's a profession that pays your bills. So stop telling people that they're giving to God, but they're giving to you. That's why you floss and live large. And I know the truth hurts, but I would tell Mel Gibson, There was more passion in the trial of O.J. Simpson. They say Jesus was white. Well, he could be black. Some say it don't matter. Let's just follow the facts. See, I want to start a church, but before I do, 60 million in the bank for my members too. And Fantasia, she would be my first lady. We would get married, have a house full of babies. So holler at a player girl that's trying to maintain. But I'm sorry, Fantasia, you don't know my name. I'm trying to maintain. Can you feel my pain? Lord, I'm trying to maintain. Ain't no love up in this game. Lord, I need to be a baller. Poor man's words don't make a change. Lord, I'm trying to maintain. Really, I don't want no fame. Hold me in your arms and rock me. I'm just a baby trying to say. Thank you. So you can go follow me or look for new music coming out. I got a new song, Peace of Mind, coming out in 2026. You can find me as Kevin B on YouTube or Kevin B Official on Instagram. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad you're able to make it on, man. And thanks for the plugs and everything. I will share. You left your YouTube link here, so I will share that in the chat for people who want to follow you. And yeah, man, I want to hear that song with the instrumental too. So we'll match it up. We'll link it up. There's the
Okay.
YouTube.
Well, I'll release it tomorrow. I have it, so I'll put it on YouTube tomorrow.
All right, and there's the link there for those of you who are on Zoom with us, and for those of you on YouTube. Here is the link. I'm gonna post it right here, so you can follow him on YouTube. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. All right, let's keep this thing going along though. Like I said, we got some more people signing up, which is amazing. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome to our Monday Night Online Mic. I see that we got Sandy in the chat hanging out with us. It's always great to see you here with us. Again, if you are on the chat, don't be a lurker. Just say hello. Let us know you're here. We're gonna keep this thing moving along. Our next performer, you may know, although he for location he put not available, and for name he put whatever. So I'm gonna go with that right now. Maybe it's part of the thing. So next up we have whatever from NA, not available. So when you're ready, man, let's get you on. And that we know who this is. Yo.
Yeah, thank you, Don Ricardo. Let's see what we got here. Where was I? Okay. So this first piece I just found out today is going to be published in the Tough Kids anthology by Oronog Mountain Publishing, which is out of Connecticut. It's called Pulpit. How can a long forgotten name or a voice make me want to go off on a tear or just pretend I don't exist for a split second while I pass the buck on my broken history with the aforementioned personage and decide to change the subject matter to something more healthy for my psyche? Should a casual run-in with a high school bully cause a psychological regression for a minute or hour or the rest of the day till I go Betty bye? I was paying a barista for a gigante latte, which was topped with a dome of whipped cream without my permission. My sole desire was to retreat to a table with my newspaper, read the comics horoscope in Dear Abby, then fill in the jumble and crossword with a ballpoint pen when I heard his unmistakable voice yell my name from the front door of the narrow establishment. I turned around and he was standing in my personal space. Then he hugged me like someone who genuinely was happy to see someone he hadn't seen in 6 or 7 years, as if he never tormented or emotionally and verbally abused me, to elicit laughter from anyone within earshot, to assuage his sadistically idiosyncratic inclinations. I did not hug him back. I made an excuse to excuse myself. As I was walking out the door, I looked back. He had a look of confusion on his face. I opted not to tell him. All he ever was and would be is a bully. And we'll do 3 more pieces. Why some people always smell like chicken wings. There's a reason I no longer eat chicken wings in public. I'm a superiorly messy eater. Chicken wings are for people who don't require a bib to eat sloppy, saucy food. The same reason I avoid eating chicken wings is the same reason I regret every conversation I have with you. You are not those Japanese chicken wings that magically have no greasy residue. You are not the fried chicken my mom used to bake in the oven with a cornflake crust. You are previously frozen skin on battered wings, cooked in a commercial fryer that have to be drip drained of excess oil before being wrapped in paper towels, before being doused in a sticky sauce that comes in a half-gallon squeeze top jug made with high fructose corn syrup and at least one artificial color. Like chicken wings, a conversation with you makes me feel like I need to call in a hazmat team to give me a shower like they make people who get exposed to nuclear waste take. You should watch the Oscar-winning film Silkwood with Meryl Streep and Cher to understand how people feel when exposed to your unique brand of one-upmanship that forms an oil slick rife with gaslighting, fake smiles, and know-it-all-ism. By the way, you're welcome. Okay, I've got 2 more pieces. This is called Flipping My Way Down Main Street. I was driving down Main Street when a truck exiting a parking lot nearly hit my SUV as if the driver was chasing the last parking spot at Trader Joe's. I pressed my brakes hard. The driver stopped short, less than a foot and a half from my car, and looked me in the eyes. Then I gave him a go-ahead rave rather than flipping him off. I smiled as he turned away. I let out a sigh of relief. I knew I did the right thing by not flipping him off, though my brain was chastising me for not flipping him off. I just smiled and laughed because it felt good to not let every frustration from an extremely frustrating day find my middle finger aimed at someone who might have had a worse day than me. And it's because someone did a poem about monsters, and I guess this might be appropriate for this season. It's called Why I Am Medically Incapable of Writing Haikus. The monster that resides under my bed came to surface after a dinner party with a family of drunken dust bunnies. As I slept, he inserted a hypodermic into a vial of propofol, then shot me just below my right shoulder. He next pulled out a purple Sharpie and wrote lullaby on my right cheek, then goodbye, then goodnight on my left cheek. He proceeded to carefully wrap the Sharpie in my right hand as if I wrote the message myself, but he didn't know I was left-handed. The monster shaved my head, grabbed a stethoscope, placed its listener on my skull, tapped around till he heard a noise that made him giggle, marked the spot with a red X, pulled out a power drill, drilled a 1 1/8 inch titanium bit into my skull, then inserted a stainless steel straw, slurped loudly, and yelled, "Yum, yum, I love the taste of haiku at sunrise." When I woke, I was bald, and there seemed to be a scab made of drywall spackle northwest of my left ear. Although I have never seen the monster, I know he exists, despite what the people who put me in the straitjacket say. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you. Congrats on that publication. I don't know if you had any other announcements or promotions before we move on.
Yes, actually, I do. Is Michael still here? Is it the 8th, Michael? Our Beardo show, is it on the 8th?
Yes, yes, it is.
On the 8th, uh, Michael, Dane, and myself will be doing a Beardo Bar to the Bardo show. And we will have all that information soon enough. I think it'll probably just be with the time to, it'll probably just use the time to arrive um, uh, thing on the I Publish You site. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the link. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, man. Oh, awesome. That's exciting. The return. So if you do have that link, let us know, man. That is not just whatever, but generalissimo. So thanks for jumping on. It has been a while, and let's keep this thing moving along because we're gonna stick around. Well, we're gonna go to Pittsburgh where we have Vale Larkin up next on the mic. So let me get Vale here on the screen. Hey, Vale, you made it. He joined us.
Hey,
Good to
I
see you.
joined us. Yes, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but I did. Okay, I'm just going to do one tonight. It's pretty brand new. I used to be a sex worker. When I say I am a poet, and here's a poem of mine, a few will pause, listen to a line or two, ponder a bit, and if I am fortunate, might say how they feel or offer some opinion. When I say I used to be a sex worker, suddenly here they all come, out of the woodwork, the wainscot, the banisters, clanging their accolades and banging their hearts. Oh, what a tragedy. Oh, how your bravery strikes to the souls of us and a few other parts. Sex sells. Pretty smooth and easy, too. I guess they were right. I knew it, of course. You think splits and spins and thongs and heels were how my dancing found its feet? They were. But that's not really why I got into it, you know? Sex pays. I used to be a sex worker. Now I'm a poet. I write poetry, only sometimes about sex work and even more rarely about sex. I suppose for some, a stack of 20s has the potential for eroticism, but in my experience, not when they're stuffed up your bra, sequined or otherwise, so they won't fall out when you flip. I used to be able to size up wallets through solid suit coats. No psychic trickery. How slick the seams, how smooth the scars, how posh the polish. Teeth say a lot about childhood security. The straighter, the whiter, the better, 'cause those boys don't know the value of a dollar. I used to be a sex worker, and I'm here to tell you, that dancer's not in love with you. That call girl's got your number. If you want joy and enjoyment, fun and flirtation and affection if you're good, then bring your money to the stage. If you want love, you're going to have to get yourself a personality, and the vendors for those don't take cash. You're going to have to find yourself some poetry, son. I'm a poet. I write poetry. I write poetry about sex work sometimes. I write occasional poems about sex. I work hard for the no money, no tips or tricks or trades, because poetry is not about what you get. Poetry is like sex, the real skin to soul kind. Poetry is like a wild girl climbing a pole and flipping untethered to the ground. Poetry is like the way words find their way into our intimate centers, our deep, dark stickiness, our wells of feeling. Poetry and stripping share something in common. They are the opening up, like books unfolding, flipping pages, legs, the uncovering, the turning inside out of ourselves, shake us and see what falls. If you give us something of value to you, gold, gratitude, grace, we will show you some magic for just a little while.
Awesome. Love that piece. Any announcements, promos, anything like that?
I should have a couple things, but I'm totally drawing a blank because I'm very tired right now.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you're able to make it on. And yeah, it's a new piece. That's right. And for those of you who don't know, the tradition is we usually yell new shit. So when you're on the Zoom call, you can see a bunch of us yelling into a muted mic, which is fun, but always fun to hear new pieces. Thank you, Vale. Vale Larkin, everyone out of Pittsburgh. And let's see, what are we doing? Next up, we have, hold on, make sure you get this right. Okay. you often hear his name throughout the show, and if not, he's invoked through the name of Tumblewords. I did mention that this Thursday we are going to have our Mike of the Living Dead Halloween, traditional Halloween open mic at Old Sheepdog Brewery. Costumes heavily encouraged because we are also going to have a costume contest, and hosting that night, of course, is Mr. Monday Night because he's going to perform right now. Is Kit Wren. Kit, stage is yours.
All right. Thank you, Richie. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this year's Halloween mic. To have a little costume contest going on. It's gonna be fun. I'll wear the same costume I wear every Halloween. That's a little life hack. You just do the same thing every year and you perfect it over time. So in honor of the season, we're changing things up a bit for tonight and doing bringing back short story theater. This will be just a one installment story though. This is a short story. It's a little longer than flash fiction, but not much longer. LitHub published it in May. It's from issue 1 of Gamut magazine. And it's really creepy. I really like it. Hope you like it too. This is We Never Went Away, We Just Hid Better by Sam Rebeline. You know about the uncanny valley, he asks. It's one of those questions where your answer doesn't matter. He's going to explain it to you anyway. He's already mansplained a number of things to you tonight, including the end of Inception, which is the reddest of flags as far as things men can mansplain go. But he did make a good case for how Leonardo was in a dream the entire time, and it actually did make you want to rewatch the movie for the first time since 2010 in spite of yourself. Still, there's another more confident you out there somewhere. She went home alone after this Hinge date. She got a Sprite and a bag of flaming hot Funyuns from the bodega, and she's watching you at home at this very moment. She already has her bra off, and she's taken a way too big hit off her pen. It's not too late to be her, you know. The bodega is open 24/7. But here you are, walking up the dim flickering stair of this guy's apartment building. Why? Is it because he's actually really cute and strong looking and you're curious to see how he handles you? Because it's been a while since you hooked up with anybody and actually you've eaten a lot of Funyuns recently? Because you already shaved your legs, so why not? Why him? Why do you continue letting him talk at you while he holds open the door to his apartment? Why do you put your back to him, your shoulders tense as you step inside? Why do you step inside? Can I get you anything? He asks, locking the door behind you and slipping a key into his pocket. Just water, you say. You got it. He flicks on a light, and the apartment is disarmingly cozy. Exposed brick, strings of yellow Christmas lights, IKEA furniture, and, yes, a bespoke poster for Inception, all dark colors and angular lines. He must have gotten it off Etsy or something. He has a bookshelf, and at a glance, you can see Jane Eyre on there. House of Leaves, Watchmen, The Lighthouse. Probably books he kept from college. You can't imagine he'd read Bronte on his own. But it's a good sign either way that he has books. He opens the freezer, takes out an ice tray, cracks it, starts plunking cubes into a glass. So the uncanny valley is that unsettling feeling you get when a face is close to human, but not fully there. He sticks the ice tray back in the freezer, opens the fridge, pulls out a Brita pitcher. All of this with his back to you. It happens a lot with AI faces in movies, characters in video games. Faces are a little too long, a little too big in the eyeballs. The teeth look weird. They're animated funny. Here, he turns, hands the glass to you, and smiles. It's a handsome smile, and surprisingly humble. None of the gusto he had back in the restaurant. Maybe you're misreading him. You take the glass of water, offer a tight, quick smile in return. He walks over to the dining nook, shrugs out of his coat, kicks his shoes into a corner. If he was a gentleman, he would have offered to take your coat too. or at least tell you where to put it. Instead, you're just standing here in his entryway, fully clothed, disarmed by a glass of water. You sip the water just to be polite. But you're not going to fucking drink it. There could be anything in those ice cubes. In fact, why are they so long? Don't they look overly long? This cube tray must be really wide. You blink hard, look around the room again. Actually, now that you're giving it a closer look, that Inception poster has a typo in it. Inception, it reads. You roll the name over your tongue silently to yourself in your head. Inception. It sounds like a lesser demon, a lieutenant of hell, or something. Insipon? The thing that gets me about the uncanny valley, he says, unwrapping a scarf from his neck, is like, why does it freak people out? Why does it make you afraid when faces are familiar but slightly different? What is it about the uncanny valley that makes it so unsettling? He's unzipping his hoodie, rolling his arms out of the sleeves. He drapes it over the back of the chair with his coat, then starts unbuttoning his flannel. You know what I mean? Keep looking around, you'll see the spine of Jane Eyre is uncannily valleyed as well. Jane Eyre, it reads. Almost the same, but not quite. The edges of his coffee table seem to curl up into spikes. The human mind is all about pattern recognition, he says, taking off a pair of socks. Evolutionarily, you get spooked when you see shadows move in a way you can't immediately identify, because that means an animal could be sneaking up on your camp. That shadow slinking along could be a bobcat or a tiger. People are afraid of spiders and snakes because the way they move is wholly unnatural to you. It's all about survival. He unrolls another pair of socks from his feet. Was he always wearing this many clothes? The couch seems to have a spine along its middle, running from armrest to armrest. The Christmas lights are flickering like living flames. None of the bricks are in straight lines. They're all bent and diagonal and arranged in odd shapes, not rows. The floor feels uneven underfoot, even though when you look at it, it looks perfectly flat. So why is that? He asks, as he unbuttons the sleeves of another shirt. What happened to humans hundreds of thousands of years ago that taught them on an instinctual level to be afraid of things that look mostly human, but not entirely human? What is the human mind warning you about? I don't know, you murmur, gazing at the 8 doors of the fridge. You blink and there are 5 doors. Blink and there are 9. How many windows are in this room? Can you tell? It's too dim. It's too bright. Exactly, he says, pulling the shirt off his arms. You don't know. It's almost like there was some other creature out there you learned to be afraid of. But why? Who used to attack you in the night? I don't know, you say, your voice getting wet with a sob in the back of your throat. The ice in your glass is starting to rattle as your hand shakes. He sighs sadly. Well, that's my whole point. Nobody remembers why. That fear is buried so deep you barely know it's there, but it still is. It's a shame, this uncanny valley between us. Why are you telling me this, you ask, as you start backing toward the door, which you know is very locked. Because, he says, as he grips the corner of his jaw, I don't want you to be afraid of me. He begins to unbutton his face. Quite a last line. Once again, that was "We Never Went Away, We Just Hid Better" by Sam Rebeline. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Put a link so you can share with all your friends. Tumblewords, November 1st. Candace Marlene, fellow BWOMS host, friend of the show, will get her turn with the mic, and it'll be all about the poetry of witness. It's going to be an excellent workshop. I can feel it in my bones. And once again, Mike of the Living Dead, can't go wrong. Well, so that'll be this Thursday. That'll be a good time. So we will hand everything back to Richie. Actually, hang on, one last plug, because it's almost, we might as well get ready for the next holiday, which is Thanksgiving, and we might as well tell people about the poetry potluck. Ask around, ask everyone who comes to this mic and similar mics, if there's something they want to hear in your voice. And instead of the cover being something for the vaunted and way above us, it'll be a peer-to-peer relationship. We'll all be reading each other's work the Monday before Thanksgiving, the poetry potluck. It'll be the 5th one we've done on purpose, the 5th annual, we'll call it. So get ready for that. And Richie, thank you once again. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Kit. I knew you were going to get me on the spotlight. We didn't battle that time. I let you do it completely. Kit ran everyone, and as people continue to sign up, there's a name on there I haven't seen in years there, and it's he's on the list there. But we're gonna keep it going, and joining us from self-described Yavin 4, that's right, the Rebel Base. I hope we have David Latif. So David, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away, man.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. I was realized I hadn't signed up and I was like, shit, oh fuck, oh shit. Location, Yavin 4. Sure, that works. Okay. Today is Vasily Arkhipov Day. He was I'm reading this from Wikipedia, the chief of staff of a Soviet submarine flotilla, and the U.S. started dropping depth charges near the submarine. Its captain and the political officer believed war had begun and prepared to launch a nuclear torpedo against United States Navy ships. Launch authorization required the agreement of all 3 officers. Arkhipov refused, and his decision prevented the use of nuclear weapons. I think that's really neat. Like, this guy stopped us from blowing up the planet. And I was going to pick out a poem that went along with its theme, and then my brain decided to do a bunch of other things, and so I didn't pick out a poem related to Vasily Arkhipov Day, but now you know that it is Vasily Arkhipov Day. I'm going to do 2 new poems and 1 older one. This one is from the wonderful Tumblewords this past weekend about Day of the Dead, entitled The Ticking Clock. It was absolutely phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. This poem doesn't have a title yet. If you can think of one, let me know. One of the symptoms of ADHD is time blindness. The passage of time sometimes just doesn't exist for me. It's why the lights in my room are on timers. The lamp with daylight bulbs turns on at 7 a.m. and turns off at 10:01. The fairy lights in my room turn on at 9:59 and turn off at 11:30. It's hard to ignore being in darkness at 11:30, but sometimes I do. And after that, the passage of time goes from classical to jazz, playing hours in 7/8 swing time, John Cage's 4:33, but it's a prog metal cover, so it lasts 4 hours and 33 minutes. Multiply this over a lifetime, and that's so much time that many would say is wasted, and sometimes I agree. But sometimes I enjoy that wasted time, getting lost in the rhythms of enthusiasm. I'll probably be late to my own funeral, too caught up in the novel experience of dying. This next one is some new shit that I have to perform here, because if I perform it here in Denver, I feel like I would make some people upset. It's called Making Friends. I wish I was good at making friends because I know how much I need them. It's like being bad at breathing. I know how much I need oxygen. I just can't get any. I go to a poetry event and one person talks to me before the show because at the time I was the only person there and doesn't talk to me afterwards. Afterwards, everyone stands up and I miss the 10-second window to start a conversation. So I stand around listening to one that someone else started and then turn to look for anyone else. I talk to the only person who isn't talking to anyone and then realize she isn't talking to anyone because she's busy doing things. I stop talking to her and look around, hoping some conversations have ended so I can start one, but they haven't. Everyone else here knows each other and I don't, so I stand around for maybe 30 seconds and then leave. I went to an open mic at a restaurant that so far I don't particularly like because their carne asada tacos are called steak asada tacos and they aren't at all picante. The bar is full, and honestly, I don't think I'm cool enough to sit at the bar, so I sit at a table for four, and no one sits with me because you aren't supposed to do that, and because my roommate is still at work. I perform some poetry, which is good because when you perform poetry, people come up to you to talk to you about your poetry. I chat briefly with the host about the area. He tells me about the place, how to get around, which roads to take, how long it'll take to get there. He leaves to announce the next set and talks to the other musicians. Some kind people come by copies of my book, but none of them stay to talk. They have other tables to get back to that have other people at them. I was told that Colorado was a good place for disabled people, queer people, and poets, and you'd think that being at the center of that Venn triagram, I'd be drowning in friends, but instead, I can't breathe for different reasons. Guess I should have expected this. There's so many things I was supposed to be good at. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. This last one is called Make the Change. I recently put a big, silly rear wing on my Toyota Prius, and the Prius subreddit had some shit to say about it. Um, I don't like fighting, but it seems like every single day I get into fights with the stupid phrase, well, that's just how it is. To which I respond, for now. Because I've got a can of Krylon Mambo Pink and a bunch of decals I bought on Etsy, and no one is going to stop me from making my car look sick as fuck. You don't have to accept factory settings. You don't have to settle for how you got it. You can make that change. The one you've always wanted, the color of your car, the clothes you wear, the gender you were assigned, all of that can be changed. And next time someone tells you that you can't, saying, well, that's just how it is. Get over it. I want you to punch them in the face. Full haymaker. Lay them out flat. Because they don't have the right to limit what you know is possible. And the moment they lift their head from the floor to say something stupid like, but what about resale value and chromosomes? I want you to kick them in the gut like a World Cup goalie lobbing the ball across the field. Except it's their intestines getting launched in their spine. World is a canvas with as many layers of paint as there are people. You have the right to paint it, and you should fight anyone who tries to take that away. Thank you. Thank you, Richie, for running this. Thank you for having an open mic night that has actual poets at it. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
Right on, man. Yeah, thanks for those pieces. And now just I kind of have to go look for that subreddit just out of curiosity. No, but David, Latif, everyone, appreciate it. And we're going to keep this thing going. And in fact, I mentioned it's international. So we have Julian Matthews up next, joining us from Malaysia. And as always, let me make sure the sharing is on. Okay, I think Kid already took care of that. Julian, welcome back to the show. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Welcome back.
Hi. Yeah, great to be back. This is called Opener. That illusion about a can of worms still hurts. I don't crack open Pandora boxes for nothing. My openings are neither slippery nor mythical. They are meant to nourish, provide a lifeline. I have a hook that penetrates, a sickle that serrates, knock on my knob, a firm grip, and off I go. Edging along the rim in up-down motion, I lever forward repeatedly with increasing intensity. Every action, a gut reaction to make you come undone, turning your cannots into can-dos. Each completed circumference, another tiny journey to free captive cravings once closeted in cool, dry places and to find closure through warm disclosure. Never counting the beans spilled, I live only for sweet release. Thank you. And the second one is called, it's in first draft, Elephant. You empty your trunk, lumber into my slumber, stamp out my troubled longings, herd my overthinking into surrender. It's a thankless task, I know. Sometimes I'm just a babe stuck in my own mud. It's never stand and fight, it's fright, flight and hide. Comfort in cozy crevices, the slow thud thud of your massive heart. Unlike you, I'm a single shade of gray now, ivory-eyed, that inexorable march into obscurity. A woolly mammoth ghost brushing against Siberian sedges as stampeded grass spear up to blur the edges. The last shot of my camera-trapped behemoth. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Julian Matthews. Short and sweet, and as always, gets to do the media share, and that's always fun. In case you haven't had the chance to catch Julian, I am putting his link tree on the comments so you guys can follow. All right. And welcome to our online mic. We are going to keep this thing going, and we have a face, a name we have not seen in a long time, which is great. We have joining us from Los Angeles, Teso Somok, back on in the mix. And how you doing, man? Hello,
Hey, I'm
hello.
so happy to see all of you here.
Yo.
Yeah, so it's been a minute. Today was my first day at my new job, which now has regular hours. So I did my prison time for 2 years, and I finally managed to get under that, and I'm back on a normal schedule. So I'm super happy, one, that you guys are still here, and happy to be able to share some work with you. So let's jump into it. Skip all of the niceties, as they say. This is titled Canticles, the Perils of Spectacle Governance. Canto 1, The Perils of Spectacle Governance. El escenario siempre ha sido un callejón, a ditch where empire rehearses itself with broken mirrors. Spectacle, it's not new. Only the mask changed from the painted face of conquistadores to the LED glow of today's screen tyrants. Power learns to laugh at itself so the audience will not notice the quiet sound of shackles tightening in the dark. La farsa becomes governance, decisions like dice thrown in a cantina roll across the table of nations while we watch, mesmerized by the show of incompetence, by the buffoonery that pretends to be accident. But in truth, it is deliberate, an empire's favorite trick. Convince the people that the collapse is comedy, that failure is simply the natural stutter of history, when in fact it is a stagecraft, a choreography of distraction. Aquí, the president is a jester in a borrowed suit. There, the general poses like a saint in desert fatigues. Elsewhere, a bureaucrat recites decrees like a drunken priest who has forgotten the liturgy. All are actors, their lines written in the offices of extraction, their gestures framed by the pipelines, their improvisations tuned to the frequency of Wall Street. We know the silence that follows after laughter dies. We know the wound that governance is always written in la herida abierta, between tongues, between rivers. It is here in this scarred ditch of governance that the farce stages its command. Do you hear it? The wires hum above the milpas, a skeleton of empire whispering its indifferent song. And still in the mud, a heron waits, patient, ancestral, unbothered by the theater of men. It knows that empires rust. It knows that silence outlasts the applause. Canto dos, the grand illusion, when the power dresses as a clown. Every empire invents a mask for its own incompetence. Rome had the circus, Spain had the auto de fe, America has the press conference. Stage is lit with fluorescent cruelty. A leader stumbles through his speech, mangling syntax, forgetting names. His laughter too loud, too desperate, like a drunk uncle at a wedding. We call it error. They call it strategy. Behind the curtain, policy sharpens its knives. El pueblo watches, convinced that comedy is harmless. But this theater of blunder is the perfect camouflage for extraction. While eyes are fixed on the clown, contracts are signed in the shadows, land auctioned off, rivers poisoned, children deported at dawn. Laughter becomes complicity, applause a ritual of surrender. This is no accident, but a technique refined across centuries. The conquistador often feigned piety while sharpening steel. The hacendado once played the fool while counting his slaves' broken back. Today's governors play at incompetence. Their bumbling is a costume. Their mistakes, choreography of control, la farsa functioning as anesthesia. The wound is real, but the people are told it's only slapstick. Ansaldúa warned, language is not innocent. It cuts, it heals, it binds. And here language is weaponized, used to disguise decree as jest, used to turn violence into parody. And yet, listen closely beneath the canned laughter, beneath the sound bites. There is another register, the quiet weeping of fields gone fallow, the muted cough of the worker at the factory gate, the silence of those who know that the joke is on them. Marrufo would call it murmullo, the low hum of the forgotten, a chorus buried under the layer of farce. It is here that true governance resides, not in the televised circus, but in the quiet suffering that refuses to be spectacle. The grand illusion is not that leaders are fools. The grand illusion is that their foolishness is harmless. The truth is, it is calculated. A theater of decay staged to keep us from noticing that the foundations are already collapsing, that wires still hum above the horizon, that the heron still waits by the canal. Neither laugh, neither clap, but both know that comedy always ends in silence. And I have a couple more cantos, but we'll leave it at 2 cantos.
All right, man. Damn. Way to come back. So what do you got going on? Do you have any books to put? I mean, I know you got your ones already out there, but any
I
publications
have
you want to promote?
I have another book coming out, hopefully by the end of this year. Most likely it'll be the Quantum Vacuum of Alienation, and I have a craft book coming out, Right to Narrate, based on Edward Said's. So hopefully that will get out too. Appreciate you guys being here so much.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're still here. Glad you made it through. All right. That was another Tez talk, as we used to say. Tez Somo, great piece, man. That line also, gee, I mean, so many lines. It's always great when people are quoting them. Okay, so Luis is not here yet, so I imagine he will at some point. It's like 3 a.m. for him over in Germany, but we're going to go ahead and go to Washington, D.C., where we have a longtime regular with some jokes and some poems. So I imagine Kit might be called upon to assist with that act. We have Ed Poetastic up next. What's up, Ed? How you feeling today? How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you, my bro. Like no other with words like thunder, like no other. And hello, everyone. My name is Ed Potastic, full of feeling fantastic. Please type to join my rhyme. 50 sublime. I got 18 Halloween jokes, and I got 3 Halloween poems. So, are you ready, Kit?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. How do monsters pay for things?
Oh, that's important today. How do monsters pay for things?
With cryptocurrency. Why don't skeletons fight each other?
Why don't skeletons fight each other? Do they have class solidarity?
They don't have a bone to pick.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, that's good. Nice storm. They don't have any guts.
They're cowards.
What's Frankenstein's favorite game?
Let's see. Frankenstein, he's a big burly fella. I bet he likes MMA.
Wrong. Hide and shriek.
Oh.
What's a skeleton's least favorite room?
What is a skeleton's least favorite room?
The living room.
Oh no.
What do you call 2 witches sharing an apartment?
I should not submit any joke answers to this. What do you call 2 witches living in an apartment together?
Brewmates.
Goodness.
What's a skeleton's favorite instrument?
What is a skeleton's favorite instrument?
The trombone.
Oh God. Oh no.
Why was the haunted house so tired?
Oh, the house itself was tired? I don't know. Why was the haunted house tired?
It had too many house guests. I'm sorry, night guests.
Oh. Yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it? Yeah. The haunted house needs to learn to take time for itself.
Exactly.
You know?
Like a housewarming party.
Yeah, something like that.
What's a monster's favorite snack?
I don't know. What is a monster's favorite snack?
Ghoul Scout cookies. What's a monster's favorite bean?
Favorite bean?
Mm-hmm.
What is a monster's favorite bean?
Human bean.
I see.
Why don't monsters eat ghosts?
Is it because the ghost has no corporeal shape and cannot be eaten?
Oh, that's a good interpretation. They taste like sheet.
Rude.
Why did the zombie stay home?
Oh, why did the zombie stay home?
He felt rotten.
Oh, maybe this zombie has seasonal affective disorder.
He's probably not a morning person.
Yeah, probably not.
Why did the ghost go to therapy?
Oh, well, that's a good thing, and I support this ghost in his decision. But why did he go to therapy?
He had too much boogage.
Well, Mr. Ghost, you're enough. You're not too much.
Why don't mummies take vacations?
Let me think. Is it because they are the servants of the pharaoh
Oh, that's a good.
or the pharaoh itself?
That's a great one.
They're all wrapped up in work.
Oh, you're close. They are afraid to unwind.
Oh, oh, that would be a disaster. Yeah, be terrible.
What's a vampire's favorite fruit?
A vampire's favorite fruits.
Yes, fruit.
Okay, so garlic's right at. I don't know. What is it?
Nectarine.
Oh, so not a blood orange.
Not a blood orange.
Okay.
Probably a Bloody Mary. Like Dracula says, give me Bloody Mary, but hold the Mary.
One, two, three Negronis.
Why did Dracula flunk art class?
Oh, why did Dracula flunk art class?
He couldn't draw blood.
Goodness. It's not what
What?
you'd think.
Exactly. Why don't ghosts like rain?
I don't know. Why don't ghosts like rain?
It dampens their spirit. There we go. What do ghosts use to wash their hair?
What do ghosts use to wash their hair?
Shampoo.
Definitely not a body conditioner.
That is true. Maybe head and shoulder. No, head and probably head and no shoulders. Ooh. What's a witch's favorite subject in school?
Oh, what's his favorite subject in school?
Spelling.
Close.
Is it probably something to do with botany because they're making all the brews and so on and so forth?
Close.
What is it?
Spelling.
Oh, of course.
Wait, didn't I just say that?
Thought you said sewing. I misheard you.
I said spelling.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
he did
great
say
job.
spelling.
It's not a contest, folks.
That's okay. Generalissimo beat me to it. Sorry about that. Yep, Generalissimo Mike.
Very good.
Spelling. Woo. I hope you all enjoy those folks for you wonderful, good-tacular folks. Woo. And thank you, Kit. You're a smashing hit. And thank you, Storm and Generalissimo. You guys are boo-tacular. All right. All right. I got my classical Halloween poem. And this is called the Black. I'm sorry, the Black Oak. I didn't choose the monster, but the monster chose me. This beautiful knife calls by day. I wear the mark of the bloodthirsty beast. I have no humanity or shame. I was a small boy who was ugly. Kids beat me without mercy. Nobody helped me wittily. I cried unworldly. They threw me to rivers while in. The water went through my mouth and lungs. I yelled help, but I didn't have any friends. Oh, the deep salt water suffocated and stung. I found this mask belonging to nowhere. The mask painfully sings. It promises to bear all my words with care, the start of new beginnings. I packed in my backpack. I paid no mind. His words were blissful heart attacks. I was amazed by the signs. After school, the neighborhood bullies chased me. I was a deer in headlights. Please, just leave me alone, please. Couldn't skate with all my might. They held me down. They deeply bruised my stomach and face, like a mauled cloud. My blood and tears smeared with unmerciful grace. They left me. I goggled with sadness and pain. My book bag roared with ferocity. It roared words of crimson raid. It lured me with its monstrosity and curiosity. It roared, tomorrow you won't suffer any more sorrow. I smiled with a crooked smile of glee. Instead, their punishment will be agonizing and slow. Thank you, my angel, who will save me. The day after, there was nothing new. Bullies chased me without end. There were hyenas at the zoo. I heard someone say, put me on, my terrified little friend. I put on the mask. I felt so many screams and whispers. It happened so fast, their bodies were completely timber. I took off the mask. There were bloody and lifeless dolls. It completed its task. Wait, was I the cause? I barked up a storm. They were butchered without remorse. The mask made me transform. The mask drifted, of course. The next day, I saw a few guys chasing a woman. They had snake eyes. She screamed for help throughout the land. Nobody came. Well, I'm not surprised. I followed them into a vacant alleyway. I put on the mask. I watched blood fly and bodies decay. It was a start, but it didn't last. I killed them all, me and my crimson hands. I made these beasts fall. My mask, I truly understand. I tried to comfort the woman, but she slapped me. She had the same hate as the bullies. I was the monster of her misery. I will help to set her free. I put the mask on again. Hugged her close and tight. I just wanted screams to end. It felt wrong, but it felt so right. I ran covered blood and perfume. My blood nestled away in the darkness. I was showered with light from the moon. I was consumed by demonic animalistic bliss. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, my phone, but okay. You want to know my name? Here's the hint. Happy Halloween. Killing's my merry game. Would you like to be the next prey for my crimes? Thank you.
Ah, the classic mask. I'm glad it returned. Awesome, Ed. As always, with the jokes, the set, the Halloween inspired set, how can people follow and support you online?
My brother like no other. That's it.
Did you have more? My bad.
I have more.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's because the way you were saying thank you. You know, I'm like, okay, damn, that's the set. But you did say 3 poems, I think. So
Yep.
go for it. Yep.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope I'm not killing the time. But I have another poem. My phone is over here. Almost dropped it. This is called Green Eyed Monster. Do 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 do. I'm a monster, but I'm timid, not monstrous. I clench only roses, daisy, and violets in my fist. I know I look sickly green, unhumanly tall, and simply dubious. I don't eat people, but mainly vegetables and fish. How did I came to be in my spontaneous misery? I was alive! Then my body felt jittery. Moving my body was slippery and trickly. Only mumbles and grunts were my delivery. My whole body is made from the dead. Yes, you heard what I said. I still feel their memories and emotion inside my head. I hear cries, laughs, curses, and moans when I go to bed. My memories are pieces flowing to my mind, the mementos of the dead that are not left behind. Our lives, fates, and destiny, even our bodies are entwined. I'm their mumbling and stumbling unholy guide. I'm Frankenstein. No, my godly father is. No, it's not joy divine. It's not my name, but his. It's his name, not mine. I'm no name, and he's the science whiz. Ask my father, what was my purpose? He started showing me complex notes. He simply says I'm an experiment he wants to promote. He said out of all his failed experiments, he loved me the most. Father did made me a feminine undead lover. I adore our tender moments with each other. A new shade of warmth for this grotesque monster. After her death, I still suffer from a pain I can't recover. In a moment of rage, I broke out of my remote cage. I stumbled to a vivid and green stage, a new lively and vibrant page. The fluffy creatures and tiny dots were strange. I met a little girl by the pond. Her dress was colorful with hair so blonde. She stared at me, curious and odd, a new beginning of our strange bond. She laughed and gave me a tiny little flower. The fragrant scent was a warm shower. I'm a friendly, green, unique tower. It was nice experiencing something sweet and sour. I heard her voice. She smiled and waved at me. She said, see you again when I'm free. I'll stay here resting beneath a tree. It'll be me with the plants, animals, and bumblebees. I woke up. There she was, my dearest friend. We're going to have fun over again. Let's play tag, hide and seek, or pretend. A loud scream transcend. A man screamed, honey, get away from that thing. His silver tongue did hurt and sting. The sharp rock started to fling. I left. His rage still ringed. I ran to a abandoned house. I was quiet to any church mouse. I had my doubts when I heard shouts. They kept me in while I wanted out. They hold up pitchforks high with fire in their eyes. They howl the empty, dark, smoky sky. They scream while their torches rose high. Their flame burned everything, including my cries. Damn my enormously large, enormous feet. I can never be normal or discreet. I can never indulge in something sweet. Oh, fire bad! The raging, painful heat. My regrets spew from my blackened lungs. I'm decaying inside the sun. The embers feasting away my eyes and tongue. My body slowly becoming one with the crumbs. The painful flames were biting at my crying flesh, but my blackened corpse gives you bright relief. The nameless monster responsible for your inner tormented mess. I love my short life, even it was chaotic, misunderstood, and brief. Thank you. I got one more. I need to plug my computer before it dies. Oh my goodness. There we go. Got one more about Halloween. There we go. Always tassel with this cam. But okay, one more. This is called The Night of Halloween by Jurgana Toflifa. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't mispronounce that name. But really, witches and ghosts, scary creatures, black cats silently sneaking behind the trees, so many pumpkins with ominous features. Their fiery eyes are burning your knees. It is a night of horror and terror. Thirsty vampires feast on innocent blood. Children, watch out! Don't make any errors. Those crow-like claws are so thick with mud. The moon in the sky is full, bright and smiling. There are no clouds to hinder her fun. The million stars are gently beguiling. Join us if you dare. Show up, but don't run. Tonight the thread between worlds is fine. The souls of dead cross over for life. It has been like this since old ancient times. A tradition invented by gods, ready to strive. People dress up as monsters and mummies, trying to show they don't fear the dark. They don't understand they're nothing but dummies. A single wrong move and they're just stiff and stark. The shadows out there have been waiting to ravel. Their sinister wails, ruthlessly chill to the bone. Come out and simply dance with the devil, or you may not see your mundane sins ever atoned. All Hallows Eve is just like no other. Heaven is not trying to prevail over hell. Demons and angels are walking like brothers, as if someone has put them under a spell. Giving out candy will not hold them back. They keep flaming, thrusts, turning gloom into sheen. When morning comes, there won't be even a track. But never mind, enjoy the night of Halloween. All right, thank you so much.
All right, man. I'm always such a fan of your character pieces where you get to act out the voicing. It's always fun. So now, how can the awesome people online follow and support your work?
Well, you can follow me while supporting this wonderful boo-tacular Zoom of a mic from our wonderful folks from BWOMS, Richie and Kit. Please come down to support this wonderful Monday Zoom mic that makes our Monday night city light in the wonderful boo or ghoulish spotlight. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie. And remember, I have tons of rhymes to share, so please be here, not over there. But always remember that you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your glow and never stop your flow. If you don't know, now you know. I love this show. And remember, do your best. And remember, life is not a contest. And happy Halloween.
I love it. Yeah, man. I'm sure that low spooky voice is a lot easier on your vocal cords than they have landed voice. a little smoother. All right. Thanks for joining us, man. And we have Luis Camberos up next, joining us from Germany. I'm gonna go ahead and let him get on the stage. As always, some smooth songs. Look forward to that. So as soon as he's on, I will mute and get him on the spotlight. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Armland Show. Luis, what's up, man?
Hey, Rich. All right, how's it going? How's it going, everyone? I'm gonna sing in an original song and then a song by the Eels. How many years until I fall into your arms again, motherland? She calls for me. She asks me, do you love, 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 love? Do you love, love, love me still? Father, this isn't goodbye. This is I'll see you next time, motherland. she calls for me. But I'll ask her, is this love, 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 love? Is this love, love, love? And love, 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 is this love, love, love? I feel like an old railroad man riding out on the Blue Mont line, humming along Old Dominion blues. Not much to see and, well, not much left to lose. And I know I can walk along the tracks. It may take a little longer, but I'll know how to find my way back. I feel like an old railroad man who's really tried the best that he can to make his life add up to something good. But this engine no longer burns on wood, and I guess I may never understand. The times that I live in are not made for a railroad man. I feel like an old railroad man getting on board at the end of an age. The station's empty and the whistle blows. Things are faster now, this train is just too slow. And I know I can walk along the tracks. It may take a little longer, but I'll know how to find my way back. Well, thank you everyone. My name is Luis Gomberos. You can catch my music on Bandcamp. Hey Rich, thanks again for always hosting, and thank you. All right.
Yeah, of course, man. Love those pieces. They were like honestly too short. I was like, wait, that was it? The first one. And then yeah, no. Can you put the names of the pieces in the chat because I love them. And I don't think I had heard either of them. So love to hear them again. Of course, if you guys want to hear what he just played, we always have the replay, video on demand. As soon as this show is over, it is available for YouTube. Just watch whenever you want. We have a whole archive all the way up to April of 2020. That's almost 250 plus. We've probably even more than that episodes at this point. So we are going to go ahead and bring it to our closer, as always. It's the World Series, so I'm thinking of calling in the closer to finish out the game. As always, it's Dan the Man, where he is. Make sure he's ready, because last time he was not home, not ready, which was fun to stall for. So Dan, are you ready? Dan the Man. Once upon a time, I used to have a theme song, a little intro song, which I guess would also fit into the motif of the all-star closing pitcher. Enter Sadman, Hell's Bells. You guys know the deal. Wild Thing. All right. And again, this week, as far as events go, catch us at Old Sheepdog Brewery on Thursday for our last Thursday open mic that we have there, music and poetry. Of course, it's also going to be a costume contest. So, Dan the Man, Dan the Man. This is not a dream. You are not. You are live. Up next. Of course, we'll be back next Monday. Pay attention to the sign-up sheet. Usually goes up that Sunday night before or that morning, depending what part of the world you live in. Okay, man. Here I am, another week in a row, looking like I'm stalling. That's how it goes sometimes. All right, I have a cover poem then that I'll share. And I guess it fits with the season. Some of you have heard me read this for sure, and even perform it in person with my vocal looper. This is again from A Love Song, a battle cry. It's called The Spill. And the alternative title that I've heard and that I really love and that I see catches people's attention is Love in the Time of Zombies. They fell upon us softly, leaves rustling around landmines, a blade buried in wet soil. Starving for the essence of our love, they enveloped us. First, a few haunted homes on the outskirts of town, then into the proud city itself, then spreading like a spilled can of burgundy paint across a map, swallowing. Appetites attached to talons, blue-white fangs in children's mouths. Wine always escapes its cup one way or another. We should have seen it coming, but when they appeared, pale and shrieking on the horizon, the might of 10,000 years of cups and dishes and goblets shattered, and then they drowned every dream ever dreamt. But you, I found you treading water regardless, as invincible as canned food and 2x4s. I found you exploding, brimstone on your lips, tattooed with a fury as warm as the sun used to be. I found you beautiful, shaved head, Kevlar, bare hands. You cut them down. You broke them. You found knives between your knuckles and war clubs inside your leg bones. I still remember how the ghost of a smile flickered across your eyes when you leaned in close and whispered to me, "Take the shotgun. I want the fireman's axe. I want to feel it. I want to feel them beneath it." I knew then that I wanted to be with you for whatever forever we had left. Knew that we were to share an ancient love, a love bonded with flint and bone, that our skulls now carried within them a shining new darkness. Our first date, fireballing through hordes of the undead, dull silver eyes, ragged hands reaching, screams bisected, every gunshot a kiss, every swing of that axe a bedroom's liquid whisper. In this blackness, I smelled your humanity and aimed in the opposite direction. Love, warm and grasping, splashed against the walls. Love, splashed up onto our bodies. Love, splashing inside us defiantly. And I found you in this smoking chaos. Our shoulder blades kissed. There may come a day when the sun bursts from a spider's belly to smile upon this world again. There may come a day when love can be represented by poetry and romantic comedies and candlelight dinners again. When it can be held soft and round in the palm of a child's hand. But it is not on us to build that world. It is not on us to survive this one. Ours is not a love song sprouted from redemption, hope, or even longing. But it is a love song. Sing it under your breath. Sharpen it every morning. If you should fall, I swear I'll come for you. 2 barrels erupting as one, an aluminum baseball bat strapped to my back, a pocket full of hand grenades, singing, pins already pulled. All right, yeah. All right, that was a perfect stall because now I see the boogeyman is here. I'm just kidding. It's not the boogeyman. It's Dan the man. So Dan, when you're ready to close off the show. It's all you, man.
Yep. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah. That's weird. Yeah. I know. We're less than 4 days to Halloween. Yep. I know that. Oh, that's one rhymes with "een." Well, I don't know how it could be keen, but it looks like a mob scene, according to Marilyn Manson. But you don't know what the prom queen, well, doing with the dry clean, but it's 18. Looks like one hell of a horror movies could be a smoke screen for some sort from some sort of 13 to 19. It's one hell of a scary movie screen. Yep. Just like if you're a prom queen or a sweet 16, this could mix up to a hell of a horror movie scene. Yep. Even though come back. Yep, even though all green and red, it could be a screen or and just like my friend Ghostface from the movie Scream. Yeah. And yeah, it could be all the wares, but all is fair. And yes, according to Freddy Krueger, well, yeah, I'm your worst nightmare, but I know Jack Skeleton. Jack Skeleton took over that. It looks like it's not what it seems, but well, it looks like it could be the feed. It could be the feed, the hands that dropped the feed, and yeah, it looks like one hell of a killing spree, but it's all like the deep blue sea. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. And well, we're not home free yet, but it looks like we just saw the movie The Monkey. But these horror fans and queen bees, it ain't no sweet peas, but the deadlier slash of tax free. Who can forget a fancy free? And oh great, Silent Night, Deadly Night? Yeah, it's a Christmas tree. Oh damn. Yeah, but I still get the candies must be sugar free, and yeah, the spelling bee, and well, the bees are a hell of now the creeps. So it's like the not so free, lock, stock, and key. Oh well, but nevertheless, it's not what it seemed. Well, even though we still have a color scheme, and all scream, you scream, we're all scream for ice cream. That this ice cream or this ghost face scream. Well, this is like a bad dream, but we're still watching Scream with a nightmare before Christmas. Well, it's one hell of a self-esteem with a bloody sheen, but it ain't no blood crappling cream. Not like a stupid regime and a 6-foot pole in the Supreme. Ah, well. Well. This is one hell of a horror scene because 4 days away, Halloween. Oh, HALLOWWN, spell Halloween. Okay. And yes, I still one big grand slam because we still have the candy grams to give. And all yeah. All right. Well, I'll look forward for Thursday. I hope to see you guys Thursday for the open mic. Yep. Okay. Well, in the Halloween night and the fright, well, there's not even a fight night or something comes to this. So that's like I have no idea what the hell that is. Okay, so in the house, give me a minute. And as soon, give me a second here. All right, I'm trying to get this screenshot here. So it is a heen or if we're hot or right. Okay, there. Yeah, and then you don't know what. All right, one sec. My face is still light. One big sight. And Halloween night, 4 nights away. What a day. Can't believe to say. All right, what can I say, Richie? Let's call it a night.
Are you sure, Dan? We got to double check just to be sure. Okay, all right. Well, again, I want to thank everyone who performed today, as always, and we'll be back next Monday. For those of you that are in the El Paso region, hope to see you guys around. Again, this week we got last Thursday that I know of for sure. Next week we have Writers Night at Proof and Press again. I think I got to double check. All right, but everyone, Have a great Monday. As always, we'll stick around and hang out for a bit, the after party as we call it. But for the live stream, we'll see you next time. Have a great night. Have a great week. Bye.